Welcome back to our channel. Thank you so much for joining us again. I'm Intisar, but you can call me Zar. This is my beautiful husband, Joseph. I went to the nail salon today and had, I don't know, three too many glasses of wine on an empty stomach. I am barely here, so I hope you guys are ready for a wild ride. I'm about to be spreading it low and hanging it wide, or whatever they say. So we are here and we are talking all things married at mother first sight. Okay. This is season, I'm not sure, 15.
Yeah.
Damn, season 15.
Season 15.
We're on episode 2. I actually got a lot of good feelings from this episode. Like, I felt like, some people I really wanted to like, if I'm being honest. And by some people, I mean, I don't want to say her name correctly, Stasha.
Yeah.
I wanted to like her because something about her I find so endearing and she has redeeming qualities. And I felt like, but on the other hand, I felt like, and this is going to sound wrong when I say this. And I don't mean it this way because everybody know I'm a conceited bitch too. And I don't even like the word conceited. I just think it's okay to be self-absorbed. But she just gives that her things define her.
Yeah, she's very she's obnoxiously into herself. And to the point of it's very off-putting for people. It's not okay to the level that she is. I also think that
it's a defense mechanism though.
Oh, absolutely. It's definitely
I think it's a defense mechanism.
Let me tell you, this is for her therapist to uncover where this comes from. It's always there always is a root. There's always a root cause to it. To your point, we did get to see a much softer side of her. She was not as obnoxious, if that's what you mean, because I felt the same way. She was much more.
Okay.
She is obnoxious, and it's not okay. I don't even know why you keep saying that. Not only do I know, I don't understand why you keep saying that, but we've been in rooms with those people, and my wife is literally disgusted by those people.
Because I'm a real ass giver. Oh no.
I don't even. That doesn't even make sense. That's not even relevant to what we're talking about.
I just don't like when people like.
She doesn't like those people.
I can always tell when people are putting on airs. So for
which is her. I mean, literally in her vows, it said she created generational. You created generational wealth.
But no,
we
see. She's okay. Don't do her.
Yo,
like
stop it. Like this is. That's what I mean.
Don't
and we'll get there. I don't mean to jump the gun.
Yeah.
But like, sis, LeBron James created generational wealth. Beyonce has created generational wealth. Stasha has not created generational. Like, stop it, sis. That's what we talking about. Like, if we were ever in rooms with those type of people, well, I do this and and you like, I just asked your name. Like, those type of people are disgusting. We don't fuck with those type of people.
I don't think disgusting is a big word.
It is not a big word.
You know what it is? I don't like. I think you find that. You know what it is? I am so proud of her for getting to the space that she's in. Like, don't get ejected.
Well, she's just an adult. We talk about this all the time. There is no like but because this has also been your piece. Taking care of yourself, putting a roof over your head and paying your own bills is you don't get a pat on the back for that. You're just being an adult. Right, so you having a job and owning a house.
Can I talk about my girlfriend?
Like,
can I get my girlfriend?
You're just an adult, like, you know what I mean.
We're
not doing that. We're not slapping adults on their back. Like, good job.
Wait a minute. All right. First of all, let's backpedal, pussy pop. Insert rewind. Insert rewind. Okay. So let's start from the beginning. This show opens up, and y'all are still picking.
Yeah,
dresses.
which is insane to me.
In the hee-haw
the last
hell
episode was 3 hours
long.
long.
It was 3 hours long. In 3 hours, y'all didn't find a way to get us past all these hoes picking month to jump in.
It was so long, I didn't realize that we hadn't still seen 3 other couples pick outfits. That's how long it was. I'm like, I watched the last episode. I didn't.
That's how little happened.
Yeah, true.
Not even how long it was. That's how little happened.
Yeah.
And it's just like, I get it. Like, we love Married at First Sight. So I don't mind a 3-hour episode chock full of stuff, right? But don't give me a 3-hour episode of absolutely positively nothing.
Yeah, it was just like, y'all are just here to sell ads.
Y'all kind of whoring us out a bit, and I'm not really here for that. Yeah. But I want to say that. I also want to say Stasha's mother is really a beautiful woman.
She is.
I mean, her sister is beautiful. She's beautiful. Her mother is beautiful. I was just like, really enamored by these women and, how they came together. But do we know what happened to her dad? Does anybody know?
No.
Not that it's none of my business, but since we're talking about it or whatever, I would like to know. We open up the show and they're really digging into Stasha and Nate, as well as Alex and Justin and them having gotten married. And it was nice to see how vulnerable she was getting. And you know what I was thinking about? I was thinking about how we see these women in seasons past, whether it's Mirla or Jasmina or whomever, and how they don't speak about the romance that they want or they long for or the partnership that they long for. So to see Stasha open up about that, I thought that I could tell that a lot of the things that she does say, she says from a space of just wanting to protect herself.
I don't see that. I don't know where you got that from.
Oh, well,
a lot of the things she does say is from a space of wanting to sell herself.
But I think
it's not. I don't get it.
I think so. We know a lot of people like this. People, especially women, even men. I don't even want to, make this like a feminine trait. I think that people do this thing where the things around them are the characteristics of who they are. And the reality is that whether you're wearing Gucci, Louis, Prada, or Rainbow, that does not define you.
That's the reality.
You know what I mean? Whether you're living in a shack or a penthouse, that does not define you. That's not who you are. That's what you have.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And we kind of live in a culture, I think, that amalgamates the both. The two, amalgamates the two, where you are Louis, you are rich because you wear rich in character, rich in person, rich in intelligence because you wear boom, 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 boom. Does that make sense?
Oh, for 1,000%.
So I do think a lot of what she's saying stems from that. So when I say, I think that,
it's tiring though, and we do not care.
It is a bit, it's
exhausting.
It's exhausting, but you're speaking from a space of having your spouse, right? If you're in a space where you're dating and you're a catch, it's hard not to talk about yourself like that.
No, it's not. It's just not. Good people don't do that. You don't do that. Like, we don't hang around people that do that, like, because it's annoying and it pushes people away. Because people are like, first of all, we was watching a matchmaker thing where the lady had to tell the guy, like, stop talking about yourself. Ask her a question. You know what I'm saying? Like, have a conversation. Like, no woman or man wants to sit in front of somebody or at another side of a dinner table and hear about how great you are for an hour.
But you didn't think that.
You know what I mean?
Okay. So you thought when they said, so two things about these vows. Okay. So in Nate's vows, they said he's a good lover.
That was weird.
Who is sleeping with Nate?
The words were, he's a freak in the sheets.
That's the words. I just didn't want to say it out
like,
loud.
What? What? Who wrote that?
Who is sleeping with Nate? But y'all, and we got to find this white woman face somewhere. Did y'all see the white woman? When Nate was walking, the disappointment, the sheer upset, her life was crumbling right before her eyes. He walking, she see Stasha Finance come down there and she was like,
yeah.
It was like literally the Michael Jordan face, bro.
Oh, yeah.
She had the Michael Jordan face. I'm like, face. Is she sad? Like,
yeah, she is.
This is a joyous occasion.
Yeah, she seemed like she was hating a little bit.
High key, she looked like she had on a tank top.
I don't even remember what she had on. I do remember her looking like, damn.
She looked sad, bro.
Yeah, she was hurt.
It was real odd, but I'm like, I'm gonna let them live on that. But I just thought it was very weird that they But he looked embarrassed when they said that.
I mean, it was just
He looked
weird. Why would you say
visibly
that? Why
annoyed.
would you put that like as to describe somebody to their spouse on their wedding day? That is weird. It's not funny. Like
People
it's
do
not a.
weird shit all the time at
No,
weddings.
they
I be
sure
really
do.
like,
That's why
y'all
we
are
got to stop
weird.
putting the mic in
We
people's face.
went to a wedding and somebody gonna say, talk about the groom dating other women in front of the bride. Are you dumb? I just
Wild.
was like sitting there like, on God, that was in that moment. On God, I was like, I will never have a bridal party for this reason. For this reason, I don't know his friends. I don't trust them. I'm good on that. Like, you know what I mean? We just won't have one at all. And I know that sounds terrible, but that's my, like, you know what I mean? Like, you don't know what people are going to say. And then if that's not a friend to me. Like, if behind my
Yeah,
back, that's some
no, that's
shit you
not
would say.
funny. That especially on my wedding day, like that's not the type of joke you play on somebody.
Y'all are weird. Y'all are so weird. Inversely, we move on to Stasha, and they say Stasha is the Donald Trump of her time.
Oh my God,
She had
quite literally.
not even Donald Trump, because Donald Trump, she's the Oprah of her time.
She
Okay,
Oprah.
she literally came out here and built a motherfucking
A school in Wakanda.
a corporation. Okay, she got little girls out here following her down the street and reading books and everything like that.
Literally,
and then she
a real
out there
estate
giving
giant.
them a bag. You know what I mean?
Her and Jeff Bezos.
And my thing is, girl, get it. I'm not even mad at it because, like, so let me say this. I'm not going to say I'm not mad at it. What I'm going to say is, y'all talk about men being intimidated by y'all, but that's because y'all lead with your things. So if a man hears all of these things, they don't see space
or a person.
Or a person.
They just see a resume.
Some men don't mind. But some men, you know what I mean? And it's like, you know, I think that that's really the issue. Like, I feel like she is so much more than all of those other parts. And that's a part of her, don't get me wrong, but not in the space where it defines her. Like, I feel like...
Yeah, like we don't know anything about Stasha.
How about that?
At all.
What does she like to do? What's her hobbies? That's really real.
It's all...
We only know what she does. And I'm not even going to relate that to her. I think that I would argue... And y'all, I don't want to be tussling in the comments, okay? Because I'm feeling saucy today. I might cut a bitch. But let me say this. I feel like there's something to... I think that... Ooh, this is going to sound so bad. Yeah, and I don't want y'all to get with me. As a Black woman, I have found that when I'm sitting around my girlfriends and we're talking to men, or we're out and we're having drinks and they're engaging men, they always bring up their work.
Yeah.
It is fascinating. Like, y'all don't just go out and vibe with people.
Yeah.
You go out and have a little chit chat and vibe. We ain't even got to talk about that. I mean, we could talk about who gonna pay for the drinks, but we ain't got to talk about, you know, what I do or what I like. You know, I mean, and I get that that's a part of getting to know people, but it's just
not really. It's not, and that's a misnomer. That's a misnomer of networking. That's part of the reason why networking to a lot of people has a negative connotation, because y'all out here doing it wrong. I had a really good business mentor of mine tell me, when you out here with these dignitaries and whoever these people are that you might want to show up favorably to, the last thing you talk about is the subject that you want them to help you out in.
Yeah.
They say if you're sitting next to, let's say, he is a head of a studio at Fox, right? And you want to, you know, pitch him a show, the last thing you talk about is the show that you're trying to pitch. He said, find a commonality. If you're a big sports guy and you know he's a big sports guy, talk about sports, talk about golf, talk about housing.
But then how you feel about the elevator pitch? Or are we talking about two different scenarios?
Yeah, we talking about two different scenarios. Okay. We talking about in a space where you're networking or you're getting to know someone, quote unquote, getting to know someone. Okay. Don't talk about, I'm a drummer and I just got off tour with so and so, and then before, like they don't care. Especially people who already they got something they don't give a fuck about what you do, and because 9 times out of 10 is small to them any fucking way.
But that's why
so
I
stop
don't like
talking about it.
Like, my thing is, part of me,
we don't care, Sasha, that you have that you own a house and that we don't care.
Don't do her. I don't like that you doing her like that.
We don't. I'm just being real. Like,
I don't know why
we do not care.
We do not care.
Part of me feels exactly what you're saying, and the other part of me is like, she should be proud of herself.
I'm proud of myself. I don't talk about my resume every time I meet somebody. That's not, especially when you're dating. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're not saying don't be proud of yourself. We're saying don't be obnoxiously. Oh my God! Please read the room.
Yeah, read the room.
Read the room. You're standing at the altar.
you're standing at the altar and you would tell. It just was weird. It was weird, and it said either they don't know her
Which
or
wouldn't be surprising because she leads
she's,
with what she does.
you know what I mean? Either they don't know her or that's the best part about her.
Which is sad.
Because
Which is sad. Because you can lose what you
nobody
do.
would talk about what I have.
Yeah.
People
It's
be like,
sad.
she's funny, she's smart.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Because you can lose what you do. That's the thing. You know what I'm saying? So you can lose. You work for such and such company, that company can fire you. And you can end up working for another company. You can work for another industry, whatever it is. You are a person, and the people who actually do like you and the people who do actually do love you, they don't love you because you own 2 houses.
But I don't even think it's
That's
about.
just the fact
I
of
don't
the
even
matter.
like to speak in the space of loss. I think it's more.
It's not
like,
about. I'm not talking about loss. I'm talking about what people
you're
really
saying,
connect. Like you just said,
don't
the people
define.
who
It doesn't define you because it's something that's fleeting.
I'm saying
it could be
absolutely
here today,
because I'm saying that the people who actually love Intizar, like you said, if they wrote something about you, they wouldn't talk about what you've accomplished and what job you. They wouldn't have said that because the people who actually like and love Intizar love her for the things, the intangibles that can never be taken away from her. That's why the people like her.
Right.
So that's why this is silly.
It was a bit fascinating. So, but you know what I mean? I want to say this. Seeing them, and this is all lusty. We got to be real. Like, you all in a romantic moment of getting married and shit like that. And when you see the person, you kind of all worked up. But to see her kind of like
human.
I don't want to say she's not.
We haven't seen her have these human emotional moments. To see it's her constantly been an elevator pitch.
Candid, yeah, human. To see her human,
it was nice.
See her candid, it was very nice because it was nice to know that she's affected by this and she feels and understands.
Yeah, because that's why we watch the show. We're not watching the show to figure out what your resume is. We do not care.
Don't stop doing her like this.
It's true. It's just a fact. Like, that's not why we watch the show, and y'all not doing nothing that amazing any fucking way.
Okay, so let's talk about Alexis and Justin. So I've been really reading what y'all been saying about Alexis and Justin. Somebody gonna say, Alexis, they taking all these pictures. Alexis looks so disappointed.
Alexis literally said in her interview, like, I just think he's not terrible.
You know what my thing is with Alexis? Alexis is one of those people, and I'm reading this from right now, so I want y'all to put a pin in this and remember what I'm saying. Alexis is one of those people that even if they got what they wanted, they wouldn't like it. Primarily because they actually don't know what they like.
I was just about to say that's mostly because people say that they want stuff that they really don't know what they want.
I always ask, especially like my female friends or you know what I mean, people around me who are single. I'm always asking them probing questions like, what do you even mean by that? Like, what? How does that make you feel? Like, what does him having this make you feel like that you also
and most people
need
be like,
it?
I mean what I mean. What does
and that, it's like, just like, you know.
What do you mean by you want him to be successful? He just should be successful. Like, what does successful look like to you? I mean, success. Like, this is really how people be talking, bro. No BS.
But for me, it's like, you know, I think about marriage as like the way I think about business. Yeah, marry for love, when. But like in all reality, like if you think about business and you think about what it takes to do a merger. My company just went through a merger. And I think about all the facets that we have to look at in order to get us all up to speed and completely merged, right? I think about marriage that way. I think about like, you know what I mean? People are onions, and I think that success looks different for people, for every person. You know what I mean? Success is not a barometer that is on a wall in the White House that Absolutely. Says, here you are. Once success. You make it here, you're successful. You've obtained it. You know what I mean? Like, it really is something that's arbitrary and something that is like really you yourself can achieve success, and it might not look like mine. You know what I mean? So I'm saying all that to say, Alexis gives me, she had a plan for whatever it is that she was going to be or who she was going to be or who she was going to be with. And she got more than that. See, you know, the universe will give you what your hand can stand, right? They overly provided for you and you still didn't like it. That is so asinine to me. Oh, I'm just looking up at you. My neck hurt. First of all, I hate bitch. I hate that. That kind of conversation to me is weird as fuck.
But all she talked about was how she wanted him to be tall. That's all she talked about.
And she just better. Is she tall? Is she like
I don't know.
5'11"?
I don't know. She looks.
She gotta be. He's 6'8".
Yeah, she looks like a. I thought. Yeah, yeah. Before now that I think about it, before we saw them together, I thought like, oh, she's a big woman. You know what I mean? So I think she is probably for a woman like pretty tall, and what you know what I mean. But then to get a tall man, and now you talking about, well, he might be too tall, and we'll do it like
It's
y'all
just the
are
most
exhausted.
and I know y'all thinking, oh, it's just something small as height. It is something just as small as height. Like that's the point. Like you know what I mean? It's small. Like you know what I mean? It shouldn't be that deep. It shouldn't be that big. I do love how Justin is kind of like into it though, and he just finds her so attractive. I thought it was beautiful that he said, she
You're
was.
not in the mic.
Oh, I thought it was beautiful that she said like that. He said she is 100% of what he asked for.
I did too, and it made me worried because she said he's not terrible. So I get nervous when I see that almost the opposite ends of the spectrum in a couple on this show. I'm
Do
like,
you
oh
know who
Lord.
he looked like? It's gonna drive me nuts. I'm gonna have to find it out, y'all. I'm gonna have to find it out. But I actually really like Justin. I think he's a little weird to
I do
me.
too.
I think he overcompensates a bit. I think he overcompensates a bit. Like I'm so fine. I'm so sexy. I'm so. All they want to do is do me. I think that's too
Yeah, that also
much.
just that was obnoxious. Like we didn't need that. But
Team too
he's tempered
much.
it down since we've seen him in those spaces. It seemed like, especially like you were talking about with Stasha on the wedding day, like we've seen him be a little bit more personable, and it's not so like they just look at me like I'm a piece of meat because you're fucking Vin Diesel.
Vin Diesel. Ain't nobody looking at Vin Diesel like that. Have you seen him lately?
Uh,
Listen,
he used to
like
be the guy. That's why he came up in
I
my head.
can't. I want to talk about Lindy and Miguel. Lindy is obviously diagnosed ADHD.
Why you say that? Why you say that?
The way it do, or have y'all been listening to how her friends describe her? Now, if Alyssa was here, Alyssa would be 2-3. Okay, 2 through, and rightfully so. They said, "Well, I just hope She thinks that people are just supposed to know her and understand her little quirks, and you know what I mean. All these things that really is
Oh
giving. She lives
yeah.
on a spectrum. The real tea is that Lindy and Miguel. I've said this before. Is on the wrong show. They are supposed to be love on the spectrum. Okay. Both of them are giving, I've been evaluated. Like,
Yeah, they make me nervous, but mostly because of the pairing of those two together. I just don't really see it.
and I didn't realize how short he was. Dr. Pepper was talking about him like he was fine as hell. And then I look and he giving 5'4"
I I,
and
I
3/4.
I'm nervous about the both of them actually like being attracted to each other.
I'm a bit nervous about that too. Um, but so Lindy is, don't get me wrong about Lindy. I find her likable. I
I
just
do
I
too.
find her likable. I think she has a good spirit. I just also find her, the child tried on 5011 dresses.
Yeah, but
Did y'all try on a lot of dresses for your wedding?
that didn't that wasn't a issue for me. I just think that they are coming from two just completely different places, and I just really don't see, like when he was trying to give her this toy from Dungeons and Dragons, she didn't even want to touch the toy. She was like,
But he
okay.
came in a little too hot with the
That's what
weirdness.
I mean. Like I
You
just
got to
don't.
slow up. You got to slow walk somebody in the Dungeons and
Yeah, like
Dragons.
you just come out like, oh yeah, I go
But he
to.
said D&D.
Yeah,
Do
like
not disturb. Is that what this is?
I don't know what that was. Yeah, he just came
Dunkin'
way too. It
Donuts?
was just yeah, it was too hot.
What is this?
It was way too hot. Like you can't just come out and be like, so you want to go to Comic Con next year? Like you gotta eat. Like bro, if that's your
I
vibe,
couldn't do it. I
ease
couldn't do
into
it.
it.
Like
You know
you
what I
gotta
mean?
slow walk somebody for that. You can't do that girl like that.
Yeah.
And that was the thing for me. Like I felt like, I don't know. It was quirky. They were cute. But I am curious to see how this is gonna unfold for them.
Yeah, I'm just
But I also thought her dress was beautiful, and I'm kind of
she looks
glad
great.
she tried on 5011 dresses. Okay.
Yeah, but she found it.
But I want to know, how many dresses did y'all try on before y'all got married, or suits in Texas? I want to know.
One.
One. I didn't. I tried on a few. I think I tried on like 9 or 10. I bought one, went back and bought another.
Yeah.
Both
She
of
ain't
them.
tried on about that many.
She did. So I ain't
Yeah.
mad at her. I ain't mad at her. But all right, let's move on. Cause this episode, it's so funny how the first episode was 3 hours and gave dust, and then this one gave dustpan. It's just like, you know what I mean? Like nothing to it.
Man, in like 6 hours, we just like, or maybe 5 hours, we just barely got all of the couples married.
Like
It just didn't take that,
how is
y'all.
it how is
It's
all the
no
couples
way.
not married
It
already,
does. It
y'all?
doesn't. It just doesn't take that.
But can we pause and say how beautiful, how sad it is that Lindy's dad didn't want to be a part of the ceremony? I thought that was sad, but I also get it because. But also, let me ask y'all this: is Lindy half Mexican?
Yes, I think she is.
Because you know they don't really do interracial relations.
They don't, but they've been really consistent on this show of like pairing, like they've been really, like with the pairing and the
And if you're
nationalities.
not sure, what they do is bring the parents on.
Yep, and then
Make
they're like,
sure.
"Oh, look!" I'm
Yeah,
like, yeah,
yeah. No, for sure they black. You know what I
yeah,
mean?
right.
So, also let's get. But Miguel's sister was beautiful too. I mean, stunning. And not to say that I'm looking at is what people was looking like, but it was helpful because I ate edible during this. I had an Eddie Blitzer. I was lit. And a lot of this was funny to me, if I'm being honest. But Morgan and Ben are not getting married. And this might be an omen, high kid.
Not might be. If we had to pick an odd pairing, the oddest pairing,
Yeah.
Lindy and Miguel might be second, but Morgan
Ben.
and Ben might be first.
Morgan and Ben are first. In fact, I would have put Morgan with Miguel and Lindy with Ben.
And I
But
think,
they
and
couldn't
I
do
think
that
it would have
because
been a
Lindy
better.
ain't Asian.
Yep, that's what. Yeah, I was just about to say. They had to stick with the formula, but I do think that it would have been a better. I mean, better than what they got. Like
I agree.
I feel like Lindy would be more satisfied with Ben,
I
and I
agree.
feel like Morgan would be more satisfied with Miguel, and vice versa.
Yeah, like she plays video games and all this stuff like
Yeah,
that.
like they can go to Comic-Con together.
Literally. Literally. But how about Miguel had a bride, a groomswoman, and Joe didn't like her suit.
It just like was weird and it was sloppy and it was like,
It was
girl,
nice. I
if that's
thought
what
she
you,
looked cute.
no, it was sloppy. It was baggy. That's why I just was like, I don't understand why she's doing this. Like, was she doing it because to me, when seeing her not on the wedding day, it didn't look like that was just your vibe. Like that's just what you did. You know what I mean? So it's like you did it for the wedding day, but you just if you're
Oh,
gonna
it
do,
didn't even seem like, yeah, I understand what you're
that's
saying.
just what you
Like,
do. You
girl,
know what I
bye.
mean? Yeah.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying. So we talked about Morgan and Ben. Nothing happened there. But but I did want to address this. Morgan was speaking about how she just didn't want, she was worried about him, what, backing out at the last
She
minute?
was just being the negative person that she is.
You
So
think
this is
she's
a red
negative? You
flag
think she's a
because
negative person?
your first thought in the year 2022 when you're on a major TV production,
Mhm.
when somebody cannot do something because they tested positive for COVID, your first thought is maybe he just lied and backed out.
Yeah, like what?
That speaks volumes on your self-esteem,
I agree.
your positivity slash negativity meter. Like it just spoke volumes of her. Like that was the first thought that you had about this man who signed up for this process is, well, he probably I'm thinking he probably just lied and backed out. That was crazy
Like
to me.
what? Like
Like, or
has
he's on a
life
TV
been that
show and
tough
they
for
test
you?
every day, like multiple times a day.
But
So
didn't
maybe think
you
about
get
that.
tested so you could
Yes,
get
she did
married?
get tested. Absolutely. Everybody that was at the wedding got tested.
But why would Dr. Pepper call you and lie?
I don't know, man. This is red flags for Morgan. Red flag, but she was already giving red flags
She was giving
before
red
he did it.
flags. She was giving strong arms and thighs.
Yeah, she's red flags all the way.
Red flagging it. Last but not least, not much happened in this episode. Am I missing anything?
I mean, I don't think you are. I think we got to the end of the episode and didn't even realize that we were at the end of the episode
Quite
because we were
literally.
like waiting for something to happen. You know what I mean?
Quite.
And
That
it
is
just,
so true.
yeah, we were like, oh, that was it. Like nothing happened.
But what we going to talk about is the star of the show.
Who?
And that's Mitch. He's a motherfucking star. Mitch said, "Stop laughing at me. I
Mitch.
don't like my beard. It's not funny. It's not funny." That's what he said. I was like,
It was to the point where I was like, is he playing? Like I wasn't really sure if he was joking or if he was like
I couldn't tell
serious.
either. I couldn't
Yeah,
tell
and
either.
then but you could tell like at the end of each meltdown, his face never cracked. So you were like, oh, he's for
He's
sure
dead
serious.
ass.
He's really serious. Like, oh, he's a dick. You can't be a tree hugger and a dick. That doesn't make sense to me. You can't be an environmentalist. You want to save the trees and the water and the birds and the bees, and you're a dick. That just doesn't
You
seem right
just
to me.
can't. I just feel like it's giving Alyssa. It's giving I
Yeah.
can't vibe with people because I'm socially inept. So I have to treat people like mess. And you're a grown. I wish another. I wish a grown person would speak to me like that.
Right.
Like I don't give a damn what it is. Like I wish a grown person would speak to me because that to me is just so like, who are you? I actually just had this conversation with somebody at work, and I said to them, I really don't get that. We were talking about we work for a media company, and we were talking about being in rooms with like C-suite and people, and I just was like, and having people speak to you inappropriately. Like, I remember being in a meeting and somebody said something to me that I thought was with a particular tone, and I was blessed because I'm the only brown girl, honestly. So one of my counterparts, the person's boss, kind of like stepped in and said, like, what is going on? Like, hey, you know what I mean? Like, and kind of check that person. So I was appreciative and I was telling the story, and it made me think. And I had told the person, like, where at the place in my life, I'm just not in a place where people can just talk to me any old kind of way.
Right.
I don't give a fuck what you're going through either. Like somebody could have passed away. And I get that way with Joe sometimes where I could be snarky, but I immediately apologize. You know what I mean? Like, I'm sorry, that's not what I meant. I'm feeling like this. You can't, I'm certain he was anxious. I'm certain he was
Yeah,
going through
but
some
fuck
things.
that. It don't even matter.
But bitch, try me.
Yeah, like
Try
what?
Jesus.
It's my
Don't try
wedding day.
me.
Why would like this is not funny? Da, 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 da. Like that was just like, are you serious right now?
But that's number one. You don't even wash yourself properly. You don't even wash your ass. You sit out in the motherfucking air. You go out into the water. You're out in the water. You smell. You do all these things. And then you going to get mad because a bitch cut your beard too low. You looked a mess when you walked in this bitch. If you gave a fuck about what you look like, you wouldn't have had her crazy looking ass coming up in here and cutting your head. You saw Nate. Nate was laid down, had the shit all up on. He laid down in the guy cut his head. Are you kidding me? Like, you know what I mean? I just thought it was like so. And then to be speaking to a woman, how can he was talking to a woman like that?
He was. That was that was a lady that was kind. It was just weird. It was weird, and it just killed the vibe in the whole room. Even his friends was just like, "Oh, okay."
I'd have took a walk.
Yeah, that
I'm
was
out of
just.
here. Fuck this guy.
But they're another pairing that I'm nervous about, and I don't really see.
And I'm gonna tell you why, because she's fake as hell. Talk
Yeah.
about somebody want to be a actress. You're gonna tell your father that you're oh so close to that you're getting married at first sight. First of all, you can't be that close to him and not have had told him that you were even going on a show where you would potentially be married at first sight.
Yeah, she said, "Oh well, I've been doing this matchmaker thing." So apparently, that's all she told him is that she was doing this matchmaker thing, and then decided that it was a good idea for him to be told after he flies out from wherever he was at to show up for the wedding that on the spot. Like, this is, can you walk me down the aisle right now in like an hour? That's
I'd have told that bitch no just off the strength.
Yeah, like that's almost disrespectful, like disrespect on top of disrespect that you didn't tell me and then you waited for me to get here to be like, "Oh, we're about to do this, so I hope you're down with it." Like, damn.
It just is really, it was overproduced.
Yeah.
Like, my thing is, I really do not understand. It was so overproduced and so disingenuous.
Yeah.
You're going through a process that's already kind of like in a microwave, right?
Yeah.
You wouldn't go stick a fork in it and turn the microwave on.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, so why are y'all doing these things that you do not have to do in order to make things look more combustible or more dramatic?
Right.
You're already marrying a stranger.
Yeah.
Is that not enough?
Yeah. Yeah, like you need all the things that you can control. You need to control those things to the
That's
best
what
of your
I'm
ability.
saying.
Like, this is not it.
It's so much a part of this process you cannot control, including when you wake up, what time you eat, You know what I mean? Like all that shit like that, where you're going for the day, all these things you cannot control.
Yeah. Yeah, it just doesn't like she seems like she was self-producing though.
That's what I'm saying.
It was just
Oh,
like,
I'm gonna wait until he get here.
yeah.
You're in it, like it just it's but you know what though? They might be a match made in heaven.
I don't know. They seem pretty combustible to me.
Ah!
They do. They really do.
Okay, so it's episode 2. Episode 2, who's top 5? I mean, who's on your top?
I would do Stasha and Nate first, Alexis and Justin second, Lindy and Miguel third, Kristen and Mitch fourth, and then Morgan and Ben.
Damn, Morgan and Ben still on the bottom.
Yeah.
So I think I'm kind of with you on that actually. I think we're right in line, except for I know this is unpopular, but I probably would switch Kristen and Mitch and Lauren, Lindy and Miguel. Like I probably,
it's a toss up.
You know what I mean?
Their bottom three is
getting to meet these people, so we aren't sure.
Their bottom 3 is really just a shit show.
Yeah, it's really the top 2 for me. Like if I'm being honest, I think that as much as I'm giving Alexis flack, I actually still believe that she's very self-aware. So I think that she'll eventually calibrate and really. I think she's in it. She was kissing on them, and I think she's in it for all intents and purposes.
Yeah, I think she definitely is committed to the process. Like I can acknowledge, that her level of attraction to him might be problematic.
Yeah.
But at the same time, she wasn't giving me Alyssa vibes. Like I feel like she's like, I'm here and we're gonna see this through. So I'm cool with it.
Sasha and Nate, I think I can see them just based on how they looked at each other when they was walking down the aisle. And I feel like, honestly, I also feel like Stasha says she wants to be a wife, and she strikes me as the kind of person who, when she wants things, she excels at them.
I don't know.
She strikes me as that. You know what I mean? So, I'm rooting for you, girlfriend. That was me giving you a high five. And not Alexis, because we know you don't like them, Alexis. Here you go, Pooh. But I do think that, I'm excited to see where these couples go. This episode didn't give much. I hope, shout out to production. Get it the fuck together. Don't give us a 3-hour episode and an hour episode with nothing in it. So we watched 4 hours and nothing has happened.
That's what I'm saying. Like this is
these whores are still picking. We ain't even. Oh, we did see this big bag.
Yeah, it's time to go.
But is it me or did Morgan look like when you dress your tomboy daughter?
Yeah, she did. She looked very uncomfortable in her dress. Like it was nothing wrong with the dresses themselves. They just looked wrong on her.
Wrong. Completely uncomfortable. Completely. The bad. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Morgan. I'm sorry.
For what?
For saying what? That was rude.
Nah,
that was rude. That wasn't for your ears, baby. That was for my house.
Yeah, whatever.
I ain't sorry I said it. I'm sorry I said it to you.
Yeah.
Don't kick me in the face. Don't chip my tooth, child. I already got a gap. I don't need to miss no teeth, okay?
I don't really believe she kickboxed.
She kicked the girl in her mouth.
I thought that was for TV and stuff too.
Oh God, this is a true story. We go out, we go to hookah one night, right? Being grown, somebody called up, ding ding ding. It's 10 o'clock at night. They say, "You want to go to hookah?" We like, because we really old people.
Yeah.
And then we was like, well, it's only 7 minutes away.
Yeah.
So we just threw something on, go to hookah. We sitting at the table with these people that kickbox. They explain kickboxing us. They're gonna say you gotta kill the nerve endings in your leg. So
literally.
me.
So you don't feel the pain that you would typically feel while you're kickboxing.
Me with a bio degree, minor in chemistry, sitting here like, why would I kill nerve endings? They're nerves for a reason. Like something could happen to you, and guess what? You don't know what the fuck is going on. Why would I do that?
But I don't believe that that's how Morgan lives.
I just like, you know what it is? I want to like her. I feel like she tries too hard.
She definitely tries to,
and I don't even know what she's trying too hard at.
I don't either. I don't either.
I don't even know. And it's episode 2.
It doesn't seem like the same things that Stasha is trying hard for. Morgan is trying hard for the same thing, but she's also trying equally hard. Like, and I don't get what her end goal is, but she's going for it. I don't know why.
She going for something, child. And we gonna ride the wave with her. Okay, Morgan Put. Don't come for me, baby. I cannot fight at this old age.
Morgan
I'm done.
Can't fight either.
I'm done fighting bitches.
If you've ever known anybody who kickbox every
I'm
week,
getting my ass kicked.
It ain't her. They don't look like Morgan. Let's be honest about it.
That's mean.
No,
well, I don't want to be the mean. I don't want to be the mean YouTube channel.
I ain't call her no big bag John.
All right. So, we've done enough. Thank you guys for joining us. If you have not already, do us a favor. Subscribe to this Mamie Tapton channel, okay? Share this video. Let us know how you're feeling about Married at First Sight. Who is your number one couple? Episode 2, who is your number one couple? I know we don't know them, but you know, if you had to do a little bet, who would you say? Subscribe, and we'll see you beautiful mother jumpers later. Bye.